This video is brought to you by Squarespace. If you need a website, Squarespace has got you covered. After playing through all of the content in the Stardew Valley 1.6 update, and when I say all, I do mean all, I reached perfection in my 1.6 playthrough. I wanted to revisit my old Joja Farm save file and play some of the update content over there. Last time that we saw Joja Farm, we had completed all of the Joja community upgrades and effectively skipped the whole community center route in favor of being JojaMart's elite employee. The community center was turned into a JojaMart warehouse, and I was newlywed to none other than Morris of JojaMart. Of course, I had to use a mod to marry Morris, but this mod ended up having a fully fleshed out storyline that actually made me feel sympathy for the guy. I know. So much about the game has changed since I last touched this save. I want to incorporate two specific pieces of new content in this playthrough. One, the Golden Joja Parrot that straight up lets you buy golden walnuts instead of doing the work and searching for them. And two, the Perfection Waivers that you can buy from Fizz to essentially cheese getting 100% perfection in the game. Oh yeah, baby, we're going for perfection, Joja style. Something you might want to consider cheesing is building a website. A once immensely complicated and daunting task has become way easier and way more user-friendly with the help of today's sponsor, Squarespace. It's so easy, in fact, that even I have a website. I have no experience doing that, but I did it. I just make silly gaming YouTube videos. But having a website to put all of my information on in one place is just so helpful. You might be a small business owner in need of a professional web presence. Photographers and artists need a place to display their work for potential clients. Same goes for estheticians, hairstylists, or any type of small business, really. Squarespace has a ton of templates for every niche and the ability to make website design even simpler with Squarespace Blueprint. You can customize your template down to the exact pages you want right out of the gate and craft your perfect website in seconds. Online merchants thrive on Squarespace with their optimized SEO tools, detailed analytics, third-party extension integration, and flexible payment methods. With Squarespace, you'll have all that you need to get started with your online store. If you're thinking, wow, I need to up my web presence game, go to squarespace.com for a free trial. Browse through some of the templates, see what's right for you. When you're ready to launch, head to squarespace.com/listthelass or use my code listthelass, and you'll receive 10% off of your first website or domain. All right, it's Joja time. The first task, figure out where the hell I left this save off. The last time I touched this save was before 1.6, and I had used a couple of mods during that playthrough, like the Mary Morris mod. So I had to figure out how to get all that working before anything else. For a brief moment, it was like I imagined everything. My marriage to Morris didn't exist. It seemed like a sick and twisted fever dream. No, I got it together, and my true Joja love, Morris, returned to me. Is that a blessing or a curse? I don't know. Let's go see what the rest of the farm is like. So funny that Pierre's asking me to do stuff as if I'm not wholly devoted to JojaMart. The delusion is crazy, love. I'm also using Elle's seasonal buildings mod because the buildings are cute, but that's it. No other mods for this one. I had set up a janky little beehive operation, my Joja tiles. Oh my god, these are so cute. My devotion to Joja is just unreal. And we have a fabulous crop situation perfect for my Joja farming operation. The animal department is slightly lacking. I hadn't put too much effort into this in my first playthrough. I kind of just got what was essential at the time. Maybe we'll rethink this, or maybe I'll just straight up forget about it. I still want to get blue chickens in here. The greenhouse looks great. We're gonna need trees, but it looks like I have a good amount of ancient seeds growing. And I have 2 keg sheds built. The second one here doesn't have much, but I do have 1 full keg shed. Not bad for spring year 2. Honestly, this is sick. However, we're starting from scratch basically for perfection. In the 1.6 update, we got a few new features that we will 100% be utilizing on the Joja Farm. The first being the Golden Joja Parrot on Ginger Island. For a small fee of 10,000 gold per walnut, the Golden Joja Parrot will find any remaining walnuts on Ginger Island. Instead of having to do the dirty work and collect them all ourselves, we can just buy the golden walnuts, which I think aligns perfectly with our moneybags Joja mindset. Collecting all 130 walnuts is part of perfection, so You do the math. Perfection also involves a ton of random achievements. Ship one of every item in the Shipping's Collection tab. Clearly, I have put zero effort into this. Catch every fish. Oh god, I think I only ever fished a few times in my first spring of this save. We also need to collect every star drop in the game. I have all but 2 currently, the fishing star drop and the museum star drop. I've at least put some effort into the museum collection. This is not a bad place to start. Cook all recipes though. Fuck you. My most cooked meal here is probably lobster bisque, Morris's favorite dish. This portion of perfection goes hand in hand with the Great Friends portion, where you have to get max hearts with every villager. Townies send you most of these recipes, so we have our work cut out for us because oh boy, I have 0 friends in this town, really, besides Shane, because I did, want blue chickens. I mean, I forgot all about blue chickens, but I at least, wanted them. I plan on befriending almost everyone simply for personal gain, but I will have to cheese some of the percentage here. The 1.6 update also added Perfection Waivers. This new character, Fizz, of the Joja Special Services Division, will sell you Perfection Waivers for 500k per 1%. This means that I can choose to skip out on a few of the perfection tasks in exchange for cold, hard cash, baby. And you're crazy if you think I would befriend Pierre, Joja's rival in this small town, just to get a silly little achievement. That is something I will be buying. It would maybe make sense for me to not befriend anyone in this godforsaken town because of how they treated my poor husband Morris in the past. But that's honestly a huge task because I'd not only need to purchase close to 11 perfection waivers just on friendship, but up to 10 more for the cooking recipe waivers. That's a big ask considering I have 2 other tasks I hate doing and would like to just outright buy most of. Monster Slayer Hero and Craft All Recipes. Monster Slayer Hero always turns into an annoying grind. I talked about this a little bit in my last video, but it's all or nothing. If you miss even one monster, you are at 0% on this one. I think personally, this is worth my money. I would rather just spend 5 mil and buy all 10 perfection waivers on this one, and I am dead serious. Craft all recipes. Now, I'm willing to put in a ton of effort into this. I'll try to keep up with my key challenges and special orders board, but I will more than likely be buying some waivers here. We'll also be buying the 4 obelisks for the 4% of perfection because they're very useful. And maybe, just maybe, we'll get the golden clock. The price is cut 50% if we just outright buy the waivers, but the golden clock would look really cool on Joja Farm. We'll see. Honestly, we will see. Last thing, farmer level. We clearly need to get our fishing level up, and we're 2 combat levels away from 10. Mastery, an expansion to skills added in the 1.6 update, is not included in perfection, just the base level 10. But mastery is one of my favorite parts of the update, so of course we'll be working towards that. There's really sick perks to be obtained in the Mastery Cave. There is only 1 week left in spring of our 2nd year, so I put all of my effort into the collections tab, money, and fishing. A lot of the collections tab is stuff I have but just haven't shipped ever because I never really cared to do any of it in my initial playthrough. We're gonna need things like ducks and rabbits too for shipping. Not together, but they're products. Once my rhubarbs grew in, I threw them into the keg sheds. Our goal is to get both of these entirely full of ancient fruit wine, but we're a long way away from that being reality. Fishing is going to require a ton of work. Oh, I did everything in my power to collect all of the spring fish, all but the legend. This always happens to me, but I'm skipping it until next year. It's more than likely going to be the last fish that I obtain. Before spring was up, I had achieved level 5 fishing and completed one of Demetrius's special fishing orders. Boom. Friendship is going to be quite the undertaking. I've had tunnel vision for Morris and Morris only, but I have to do what I have to do to bring honor to Joja and achieve perfection somehow. So I'll do my best to befriend everyone, except Pierre. He gets trash on his birthday, actually. Some 1.6 events took place within my first few days here. Mystery boxes can now spawn, and the giant stump toppled over. I really didn't want to, but I ended up giving 100 pieces of hardwood to repair the stump. I haven't yet repaired the boat for Ginger Island, but I have a good amount of hardwood saved up, and the raccoon family really did help me out in my last save, so they might prove themselves useful if I let them move in. But mark my words, unlike my recent 1.6 perfection save, I will not let Spring Onion get the best of me this time. Back in the JojaMart, where we truly belong. I don't like thinking and planning exactly what crops I need to cook recipes, so I'm just buying a field of everything just so I stay stocked up. It's also helpful for gifting to just have stuff. The rest is, of course, starfruit from Sandy. We have a ton of real estate for crops, and you might have noticed that I made some room for Junimo huts. I wasn't sure if I was going to be getting those in my last video just because it seemed kind of messed up to have the Junimos come work for me since I didn't even help them with the community center. We went the Joja route, but exploiting the Junimos' goodwill seems actually very fitting for this save. So I'd like to get that going ASAP. And they're not totally unpaid. Junimo's like raisins, you know? In due time though, I don't have the materials yet. I'm gonna need quite a few animal products for the collections tab. I've never made cheese or mayonnaise or anything at all really. So I was able to get some of that shipped, but the other animal products will have to wait, like Void and Dino Egg and Mayo and the large white egg for whatever reason. Dehydrators proved to be a good, quick little moneymaker from the 1.6 update, so I placed a few down because I need some quick cash. And it only takes a day to process anything you put in there. And why not make some preserves jars? I haven't shipped any pickles or jellies yet. Jesus, what did I do in my Joja save? My biggest priority, however, are kegs, and we're going to need a lot of materials to make that happen. I always set up the railroad for wood farming, and luckily it's pretty grown in. And the quarry is already all set up with my typical tapper operation. Nice. We'll have that second shed stocked up in no time. Special orders are necessary to get all of the crafting recipes in the game, and they can be fun to do, but God, are they a pain in the ass sometimes. Collect 100 bug guts just takes a ton of hacking and slashing over several days. I like to do both the bugs in the mutant bug layer and the caves. Both are nice methods of collecting fiber too, but the best method of all, of course, the green rain. A mysterious green rain descends upon the valley once every summer and transforms trees and spawns tons of weeds, and it's essentially just a fiber collecting extravaganza. With some of the spare greenhouse starfruit and all of this glorious fiber, I was able to construct all 3 Junimo huts that I wanted. I also noticed that since this was year 2, the townies were all pretty much business as usual and not even that concerned about the green rain. Demetrius wasn't even outside with his really cool hazmat outfit, which was my favorite part. What gives? Bring back the hazmat suit. Having Junimos do all this work for me is really the life. I forgot that JojaMart doesn't sell every seed, so I did have to do some business with Pierre, but come on. Do you think I'm gonna go collect each individual red cabbage seed from the traveling cart and wherever else? That's ridiculous. What I'm really waiting on is a thunderstorm. I have all the materials necessary to fix the boat and sail to Ginger Island for the very first time, except batteries. Once I get those, the money-making potential will increase exponentially with the Ginger Island farm space. While I wait, I'm fishing as much as I can, trying to catch fish not only for the collections tab, but to increase my abysmally low fishing level. Upgrading the rod helped, and we were able to get quite a few summer fish. Hey, it may not look like a lot, but it's better than where we started. Morris asked me if I wanted to populate the world with more Joja employees. I mean, have a baby. Of course I said yes. Robin upgraded the second keg shed. I attended the luau and threw in something actually good to trick the townies into liking us, and visited the bookseller for the first time. Now, reading all of the books that were added in 1.6 isn't necessarily a perfection achievement, but most books are super useful to collect, so I'm willing to invest some money here. I'd like to wait on buying any skill books, save my money for now. They'll be more useful when we start working on mastery. free. Also, JojaMart doesn't sell blueberries, apparently. What the fuck, Joja? They're literally blue, and that's your whole thing. So I had to buy those from Pierre, once again betraying my corporate allegiance. All of this led up to the big moment. The first thunderstorm came on summer 13. Jesus, took you long enough. On the 14th, we had batteries. We ran over and waited for Willie to open up shop, donated them, and waited until the boat was repaired overnight. There's a lot to do. In general, while we wait, we have our first round of starfruit all harvested and another round to plant, more dehydrators, and we need more wood in general, but the boat is finally repaired. And we're now free to sail to Ginger Island for the first time. First thing, we need to visit Leo and meet him. I collected a walnut on my way up, another one from the secret gem bird area, and one in Leo's house. Then I offered a walnut to the parrot and sort of met Leo. Now we're free to explore up the island. I wanted to visit the Golden Joja Parrot and see what the amount was going to be, since I hadn't really done the math or anything at this point. I wasn't sure how much we were going to be looking at to buy up all these golden walnuts. 1.27 million golds. That's actually a lot less than I was expecting. Okay, wait a minute. When I was planning out this playthrough, I thought I would collect as many walnuts as I needed to unlock the Ginger Island farm and then just buy the rest. But I'm starting to think that I might not need to collect any walnuts at all. Hold on. I need to do some math. Okay, yeah, I literally have enough starfruit to make enough starfruit wine to pay for every single walnut. I would just need to wait for the wines to come in. I would need to do 2 batches in both keg sheds. Yeah, you know what? I'm willing to wait. The only thing is, I want to buy every golden walnut. That's only 1.3 mil. You know what? I'm resetting the day. I want it to be official. The only thing I was concerned about was whether or not I would unlock everything on Ginger Island. Like, if I do this, do they just give me the walnuts and I'm able to buy access to the farm, the Joja Parrot Express, the dig site, you know, everything, right? At this point, I was unsure of what was gonna happen. I didn't want to look it up. I just said fuck it and decided this was my path. I had to just try it and see. The first walnut doesn't count because you need that. It's necessary to unlock access to Island North and interact with Leo and all that. 1.29 mil. We've got this. It's time to kick keg production into overtime, baby. We're low on everything except oak resin, basically. We have a ton of mining and wood chopping to do. It would be so nice to have this second shed ready before this current batch of whatever garbage wine is in these puppies. Iron, 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 baby. And you know what? I could multitask. While all of this is going on, I'm also cracking open geodes and donating items to the museum. Just 8 more artifacts and 6 gems left to go. The collections tab is filling up as well. Our sweet gemberry came in, the one we specifically grew for the shipping achievement. I've already gotten that star drop, don't worry. Don't know why I decided to plant a bunch of poppy in my empty field, but I did, and I'm sticking by this decision. Sometimes I do weird things and can't remember what the purpose was. I think this is one of those instances. Gifts, though, consumed my life. Gifting everyone in the town as much as possible. Favorite gifts only. And why not do some quests while we're at it? Every quest, except for Pierre's sashimi one, that is. I would never do that one. Doing quests helps with friendship, and we're trying to establish good relations with the townspeople. This is great for Joja's PR. I'm also doing stuff for me when I have spare time. The special charm is helpful, and there's a few little secrets to be found from the 1.6 update and some really useful books. Like this one, my favorite book in the game. Never again will I wait for Marnie to buy things from her shop. Gathering prize tickets is a bitch, but I want to at least try to do it so I can get a few Star Drop teas. Star Drop teas are amazing for raising hearts. I don't have to do any help wanted quests for perfection, so I will not be doing them. You can get a good amount of prize tickets from doing special orders though, and since it's the bare minimum, that's the route I'm taking. Friday. The 19th of summer was the big day. The keg sheds were ready for starfruit wine. Oh, and my baby Joja girl was born. Whatever. I really wish I had filled up the second shed by this time, but I kind of got distracted. But honestly, I had a ton of materials in my crafting shed, so I was able to fill it up a lot more than this by the end of the night. It's not totally done, but I am confident things will work out. I know it seems silly in the grand scheme of things, but I did participate in the trout derby. My fishing level is 7. season, so I really do need to be out there fishing. I like the addition of the fishing events in the 1.6 update. You get some alright rewards from this trout derby, the biggest of all being level 8 fishing. That might just be me though. Significant progress was made with fishing this summer. We got the remaining summer fish and even started going for some of the special fish. What I mean is like fish that are in special locations and aren't season locked. There's a ton of these. The fucking scorpion carp kicked my ass though. I wasted an entire day trying to catch it and I didn't. After 15 sandfish, I said screw it and left. A lot of effort was put into the collections tab too. We never shipped a blueberry, if you can believe it. And finally, the large white egg and all of the tree fruit is now shipped. Dishes were cooked, mystery boxes were cracked, special orders were completed, keg materials were farmed, and kegs were crafted. The first batch of starfruit wine was ready on the 26th. By this time, all of the kegs were ready in the second shed, and another starfruit wine batch was started in bulk. I even had some spare kegs set aside for a little coffee brewing operation. And we had some time to decorate the second shed a little bit to match the first one. The beehive area needed an overhaul too. I never like to plan these out to a T. It's so much headache, but it could be definitely more efficient since a few wild honeys get produced with this layout. Much better. We made 716K from this batch of wines and random stuff. We're at 1.13 mil now and only a little less than 200K away from our current goal. Rather than wait for the wines to finish, I decided to toss a batch of starfruit in the dehydrators. It's quick cash, guys. I was thinking like, hell yeah, I can buy all the walnuts on the last day of summer. That'd be so sick. I'll make Pierre buy all of this dehydrated starfruit, and then I'll teleport to the beach and give all this money to the Golden Joja Parrot. Never mind then. Why does shit like this always happen to me? I guess I'll just take a day to prepare for my first visit to Ginger Island. Well, my first visit to my farm that will hopefully unlock properly and become an ancient fruit empire. I didn't look anything up, so I'm not entirely sure how this is all gonna work. I do have a weird fear in the back of my head that I won't be able to unlock anything. It's all very exciting to think about what could happen. Well, we're just going to have to wait and see because it's the first day of fall and seeds need to be planted. These Junimos need to be put to good use. One batch of everything, including Pierre's artichokes, and the rest is cranberries. I'm hoping that I'll be able to start on ancient fruit wine this season, so I think this is an okay decision. I plan on putting most of these in the dehydrator. Did I do the math on that? Nope. I'm just going for it. I also had to make sure I had a good amount of grapes for our Junimo friends. If you place raisins in a Junimo hut, they have a 20% chance of harvesting double crops, and it makes me feel less bad. All right, finally, today is the day. We're buying every single golden walnut, 1.29 mil. Am I sure about this? If the parrots find all the remaining golden walnuts, I won't have the true Ginger Island experience. A disclaimer is so funny, but yes, I am ready to commit. The fear that I'm fucking this whole save up is in the back of my mind. I have to wait overnight. All right then? I backed up my save just in case. I'm a warrior, okay? We're in it though. I'm excited to see what happens. I need more iridium for iridium sprinklers. So I headed over to the Skull Cavern and apparently was having really good luck. I didn't even really bring many supplies at all. I just wanted to get a good chunk of ore and be on my merry way. But I just kept getting hole after hole after hole after hole. And by 9 p.m., I was at 85. I was shocked. I hadn't even brought many bombs and 0 stairs. Like, what? The only thing that tripped me up was a monster level on 90, and I seriously considered crafting a staircase, but I had already come so far. Why not just go all the way? There was only like 3 monsters in there anyways. Another hole, 95 at 11 p.m. This is insane. Okay, this could be it. This is so funny. Oh my god. What the fuck? Wow, that's crazy. I really hope that I get to keep this save. I don't know what I'm so worried about. I really doubt that, you know, it's gonna work out in the way that I fear it would. But I had this whole big plan to like do the Joja way to 100 and do mostly staircases. It would have been really funny. You know what? I'll just take my W and shut the fuck up. I can't even believe it. I'm really committed to this Joja Parrot save tonight now, I guess. That night, we got a very special cutscene. Morris, big chillin' on Ginger Island with my money. Damn, babe, you should have shared some of that with me, you know, your wife. We got all of the walnuts, and I sort of freaked out when I got to Ginger Island and there was no parrots to unlock anything. But then I remembered that you have to get access to the farm first, and then we were free to use all of our nuts how we pleased. House, mailbox, Parrot Express, resort, island trader, dig site, all of it. We freed Professor Snail out of the goodness of our hearts, really, and then headed to the walnut room. Wow, this was actually super sick. This saved so much time. I can't even stress to you how much time this saved. We're at 35% perfection. It's better than I thought it was going to be, but not great. The only thing we've achieved is collecting all of the golden walnuts, and, well, we bought that. We're making progress, though, and with our Ginger Island farm, we'll generate so much cash flow and buy even more of perfection. I don't have as many sprinklers as I would like, so I only planted some of my ancient fruit seeds. I have a ton that I've been saving up, so it's a race to craft sprinklers and plant ASAP, since they just take so long to grow. I wish I had deluxe or even just regular speed grow, but I don't have the money to buy it or materials to craft it either. We can be patient. This is a great start. My plan is to fill up the whole damn thing with ancient fruit and farm the shit out of this land. And I did make sure to put a little something to show my devotion to the Joja brand. My second batch of starfruit wine came in, which is great, but now, since I dehydrated all my starfruit, I really don't have much to replace it with besides hops. I also figured it was time to upgrade the house and build the old cellar. So I held on to the starfruit wine until that was done, and then I went to town down there. Even when I ran out of materials, I went and chopped up more wood and bought more wood just so I could complete the cellar. Complete, as in how I like it. I know some people really fill these puppies to the brim, but I'm just simply not committed enough for all of that. While we wait on money, I'm going to focus on one thing at a time. It may not look like it, but fishing collections are coming along. And yeah, I hadn't caught a sardine until fall of year 2. Come at me. I took an extra special order to fish up 5 of each Ginger Island fish, and with the bait maker, I got it done relatively quickly. I didn't need to do this one since it doesn't have a crafting recipe reward, but I need to be fishing up a lot more than just what is necessary because we need to get our fishing level up. I am anxious to start the mastery skills. We're at level 9 now and still have quite a few fish to go. I typically like to save the cave fish for the community cleanup special order since you fish up a lot of trash down here. But I decided to just go for it since I have a lot of time in between waiting on keg action. I was hoping to fish up a cave jelly before I got all of these cave fish, but I didn't, so that was super disappointing. I need a cave jelly in order to craft a fish smoker so that I can give a smoked bream to our raccoon friend. And I need it for the fishing tab. Why did this take me forever to get? The sea jelly too. I didn't fish one up until I was going for the Ginger Island fish. But I got it, and the fish smoker was crafted, allowing us to finish up the raccoon's very first request. Took us long enough. Anyways, I was super dedicated to fishing this season. I caught up just about everything I could. I was hoping to get to level 10 before fall was over, but I didn't. Very sad. The bookseller gave me the greatest gift of all. Well, he sold it to me. The Queen of Sauce book. I don't think I've checked the TV more than a handful of times this save. So this is a serious godsend and helped a ton with the collections tab. I guess I don't have to do much of anything on Ginger Island at this point. Buying all the walnuts definitely skips a ton of the activities on here, but you still have the option to do the field research office stuff if you want. I don't, but you have the option. The volcano is very much an important thing to hit. I don't plan on doing monster goals, but I do want to get in here for chest rewards. Dragon teeth are going to be super important later, and cinder shards. Enchanting is something I never take full advantage of. That changes this save. I always forget about enchanting tools, so that's going to be a big goal for us later on. The deluxe scarecrow recipe requires you to collect all of the rare crows in the game. I have all but one, and that's the alien dude at the casino. I love me some blackjack. Hit me! This is a fun little crafting recipe to go seek out, and the reward is good because it's the best scarecrow, duh. I considered getting the Statue of Endless Fortune, something I've never done before. For 1 million gold, it'll pop out a loved gift on a villager's birthday and either gold or iridium bars, omni geodes, or a diamond on every other day. I don't know. I don't think it's worth it personally, but I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind because gifting can be kind of a pain, I guess, but it just doesn't seem that worth it. At the Stardew Valley Fair, I decided to do something radical, something never done before. I put Mayor Lewis's shorts in my Grange display, which kind of feels like I bribed him into giving me 750 star tokens. I had no idea there would even be a reward for this act, but hell yeah. I'm lazy, so I bought 250 more just to get the prize ticket. Pierre won this time, but only because I couldn't be bothered to do a whole Grange display, okay? Real quick, you guys were the ones who told me this, but on odd-numbered years, you can go collect the prize ticket that's hidden behind where the bookseller sets up shop, even if you've already claimed it. I don't know if that's a bug or intentional, but I just thought it was fun to share. If it gets patched out, please don't yell at me. The most progress made in fall was made in fishing, as we've discussed, and the museum, actually. How is she getting these insane geode cracks? These are too good to be true. Well, truthfully, to save myself some headache, I used the Stardew Predictor to make sure I got the most out of these geodes. Kinda cheeseball, but hey, that's a full gem tab and a nearly full artifacts tab, so I'm laughing all the way to the museum display. With the inclusion of the dolls from the artifact spots, we're down to just 3 more museum donations. Bones. Why is it always bones? Last time I got super lucky with the prehistoric skull. I got it on like my first haunted skull kill. This time, not so much. Every day was the same. Search for artifact spots in the correct locations. Go to the quarry mine. Kill skull. And skeleton, since one of these bones is a skeleton drop. But nope. Mixed seeds and skeleton shirts. There's also a chance to get any of these 3 fossils from bone nodes, but alas, no luck this fall. I can't be too upset though. Money is rolling in. And you know what? I've been going on secret iridium runs and gathering materials for the big ones, the obelisks. The earth and water obelisks have been constructed. 2 down and 2 to go. I won't bore you with the details, but we're making great strides towards a complete shipping tab. A lot of what's left is just weird one-off stuff. The fields I mapped out are now totally full of ancient fruit on the Ginger Joja Farm expansion. The regular farm is a well-oiled machine. I don't even have to do much on it since the Junimos are so kind as to lend their assistance. With all of this leveling up, well, just 1 level, we still need fishing and special orders and prize ticket collecting. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling pretty good. Perfection check-in time. Still working on the last fishing level and last 2 star drops. Fish. All that's left is the legend, a few special fish, and the night market fish. Boom. Shipping. We're in search of banana, ostrich egg, more Ginger Island crops, and fish stuff like roe, caviar, squid ink, etc. And pretty much everything on the last page. Boom. These last 3 artifacts. Boom. Cooking. Don't want to talk about it. Friendship. Taking forever. This is the time to focus on it though, in the slow winter season. I'm getting fish out of the way. I'd like everything to be done except obviously the legend and the night market fish. Tell me why the lingcod gave me such a hard time. Like, it was actually harder than the glacier fish. Well, I used a fishing buff for the glacier fish, so that's probably why. Whatever. A fishing buff that my husband Morris gave me, by the way. That buff helped me finally snag a scorpion carp, that bastard. With the void salmon and squid, I was exactly where I wanted to be. Still not level 10 though. I stayed out all night fishing and nothing. I even did my crab pots. Oh, and I forgot the slime jack. Okay, now we're exactly where I want to be, but still at level 9. Perfect. The bone special order. I need bones. 3 specific ones to be exact. Getting a lot of the incorrect bones though. I thought, okay, let's get serious. How many more dust sprites until I have the burglar's ring? That should help me for sure, but I'm a little far away from that reward, so I just kept it pushing. I need pieces of bones for this special order anyways, which was super easy to complete, and luckily I got the skeletal hand from the bone zone on the 4th, the prehistoric skull on the 6th, another skeletal hand, nice, and then finally the 9th. The prehistoric scapula. Museum complete, star drop eaten. 1 star drop left, the fishing one. Our first batch of ancient fruit from Ginger Island came in. Finally, we're out of rhubarb wine hell. I'm not growing much on the regular farm, just a few powder melon seeds. The raccoon's wife moved into the giant stump and I bought quite a few more powder melon seeds from her. Why not, you know? I'm just really not that concerned about not using this space at the moment. The ancient fruit from the island and whatever randomness I'm growing in the greenhouse is keeping us afloat. I thought that I should attend the ice fishing competition. Maybe it'll help me get to level 10 fishing. Nope, you don't get any experience from this event. I spend a lot of my spare time fishing until I pass out, but there's still hope in the form of Squid Fest. There's some really good rewards that I want here, so why not? I can't believe it, but Willie knocked my bait maker into the water. What the hell, man? My next squid and we finally did it. It was all worth it. Level 10 fishing incoming. Thank God. I did have to run home to make another bait maker and place it in a secure spot far away from Willie. It was just taking forever. I was getting concerned that I wouldn't catch all 8 fish for the rewards. But damn, it feels good to be done. The Mastery Cave is open, but I'm not gonna visit until I have enough XP to claim my first reward. A lot of special orders and key quests have been flops, or I'm just not ready to take them on. And you'll never catch me dead doing an order for Pierre. Key beans. Ship 500 key fruit within the time limit. You get key beans from doing stuff, apparently. The only time I ever got a substantial amount was from chopping all the trees in my railroad forest, and I got 35 whole beans. Each bean makes 1 fruit in 4 days. I planted them as they would come in, but holy fuck, this one is hard. You have to be dedicated to collecting the beans and do nothing else. People on Reddit are like, yeah man, you gotta shake the trees before you chop every single one in the whole valley. Or whatever methods they're coming up with on there. I simply was just not dedicated to doing this at all. Major flop. I don't think I even shipped 100 fruit, and I was totally doing stuff. Someone said to crack open geodes, and I cracked open everything I had and got 19 beans. I did skull cavern runs, volcano runs, everything you can think of, and I would walk away with like 20 beans? What the fuck? Clearly, I didn't finish this one. I needed to be doing all of those runs anyways. I'm still working on all the obelisks. I don't have the supplies for the Ginger Island one, but I did have enough money and supplies to build the desert obelisk about halfway through winter. I'm a little low on dragon teeth, and I'm still waiting on my first banana. I need banana for obelisk, for recipe, and for shipping. But I'm taking little wins as they come in, like when I harvested my first pineapple. I sold one and used the other to make tropical curry for the first time. A win. And even though I don't have many key gems, I do have leftover walnuts to trade in, so I use those to buy a key to the town, allowing me to enter buildings whenever I want. Super useful for gifting, especially in the early morning. Gifting hasn't been as top priority for me yet this season. I would like it to be. I've made sure to get everyone something on their birthday, but I could be doing a lot better, let's be real. Buying the key to the town is my version of bringing out the gifting big guns. Finally, a new level of understanding. We can now really talk about mastery. We have 5 mastery perks to choose from, each pertaining to the 5 skills in Stardew Valley. Combat unlocks trinkets, the anvil to reforge them, and the mini forge to enchant from home. Foraging gives you the mystic tree seed and treasure totem recipes, and unlocks golden mystery boxes with better stuff. Farming gives you the statue of blessing recipe, the ability to find golden animal crackers, and the iridium scythe, which, I love this iridium scythe. You can harvest crops way faster. Fishing mastery grants you an advanced iridium rod with 2 bobber slots, the challenge bait recipe, and golden fishing chests with special rewards. And mining. Gem-bearing rocks grant twice as many gems, and you get the recipes for the statue of the Dwarf King and heavy furnace, both of which are super, super good items. I think I said in my 1.6 video to get the combat mastery first, and I wish I could because trinkets rule, but I gotta go foraging. I need the mystic tree seed recipe to grow a mystic tree, which took me a really long time to grow in my last playthrough. And then I need its sap for collections. It's the only mastery that has items necessary for perfection locked behind it, so I'm gonna get it out of the way. The night market came, and with those 3 night market exclusive fish caught, we're down to just the legend. I also bought a few things. Nice stuff, you know? But who was gonna tell me I already bought an iridium fireplace? Anyways, we got a few more books added to our collection, and I really started giving it my all in the gift giving department. All I gotta do is go out twice a week with a bunch of loved gifts for everybody. Come on, Liss, it's not that hard. Recipes make it worth it, but it really does feel like it's all happening so slow. The 3rd week of winter, I took the Robin's Resource Rush special order, easy mode, kept it pushing on the wines, reached a new level of understanding, and got my first bananas and mangoes. This time, I chose combat. I want a cute little frog familiar, damn it. I'm so excited. After shipping off the bananas, mangoes, and dried mushrooms, I completed another raccoon request. I decided to get started on those fishy little shipping tab items. Time for a fish pond, I guess. Not there, then. Okay. Fuck. God damn it, I better get this row quick. I don't want this fish pond here. Another shipping tab conundrum, the ostrich egg. Journal scrap number 10 reveals the location of an ostrich egg. Typically, this is the best way to obtain one if you don't get lucky and get one from a chest in the volcano first. Now, I suppose I should incubate it, but the incubator recipe requires me to complete the Field Research Office fossil collection. I simply cannot be bothered, guys. I'm here for the shipping tab. I don't think I give a fuck about having ostriches, really. Maybe I should have just saved it until the last moment, but like, come on. I'm not gonna go out of my way to collect these fossils. It's the Joja save. Danger in the Deep unlocks so many things for us. Of course I'll take this challenge. This is some of my favorite content in Stardew Valley. More dangerous mines with really cool rewards. Reach the bottom in a week. Psh, give me 3 days, babe. We need so many things. Radioactive ore to make radioactive bars and squid ink from the squiddies. I got my first trinket down here, the magic quiver. Not bad for a first trinket. It did actually help out with getting the puke ghosts off my back. Doing Danger in the Deep helped immensely with our shipping and cooking collections, as 2 cooking recipes require squid ink, and I'm not doing any more fish bonding than I need to. I typically skip past the levels of the dangerous mines that are really hard with staircases and then push through with bombs at the end. And now we can toggle the dangerous mines on and off whenever we'd like. So much has happened this season. We've accomplished quite a bit. It doesn't feel like I'm waiting around for money to come in, even though that's kind of what we're doing. This game has just so much to do. Joja life is lifing, Morris wants another baby, and who am I to say no? I'm considering adding yet another keg shed on the farm. We're producing so much, and we're gonna need a lot of money to push through to the end here. I started crafting all the recipes I can so far. It may seem like we're far from perfection, but I believe that the power of Joja will help push us to the end. Who's with me? All right, whatever. We're all set up to complete quite a few collections in spring. Just a few more recipes to go for cooking. I'm a gifting maniac over here. Sturgeon roe cooking up in that little pond over there. The last little surprise, and I didn't think I was going to be able to do it, was the Ginger Island obelisk. We're free to teleport over anytime we want. No more using Willie's boat to get over there every single time. Thank God. Also, am I just the last person to find out about this or what? Did you know that you could place buildings on top of tiles? This is news to me. Oh my God. This changes everything. Don't get me started though. Once I get started in a decorating mode, I can't stop. Next thing you know, I'll be decorating for 3 days straight until 2 a.m. and forget about everything else that I'm supposed to be doing. Shit. Okay, one last thing. I finally bought the Joja catalog. It comes with a terms of service and a waiver for any liability due to shoddy workmanship. But this furniture is anything but shoddy. It's beautiful. Oh my God, I can't wait. I cannot wait to play with this. Year 3. Damn, that seemed really quick. Maybe because I've done nothing else but play this game for the past week of my life. Practically melted into my chair. You're an even better farmer than I ever was, and you've brought great honor to the family name. Yeah, Grandpa, I'm like the fucking Walmart of farmers at this point. Moment of truth. 4 candles. Oh. Sick. I don't know why I was kind of surprised by that, but you know, I have been busting ass around here. Remember when I said I was going to actually take advantage of enchanting my tools this save? Yeah, I think it's about that time. This is getting ridiculous. I'm hoping to get reaching for both my watering can and my hoe so that they can cover a clean 5x5 tile square. Ooh, first try. Ooh, first try again. Damn, I should hit the casino. Oh wait, I already did that. Much better. I guess I had set myself up at some point with a buttload of strawberry seeds, so that's going to be the majority of our spring crops this year. The wiki says I can get even more strawberry action if I use speed grow. So I crafted as much as I could and laid that down on most of the fields. What else am I gonna use all this pine tar on? And moss? Who cares? I could buy the rest from Pierre, but you know, over my dead little farmer body, honestly. The rest of the fields will be rhubarb, kale, potato, and garlic because I'm out of the last 3 and need them for recipes. Rhubarb is just for funsies, I guess. It pains me to say that I do not plan to put most of these into preserves jars. Actually, I'm gonna dehydrate a lot of this stuff more than likely. Some of you are cringing so hard, but I just like how fast the dehydrator is. And I really wanted to take some time to finish my beehive section. God, why didn't I do any of this before winter ended? Like, I should have crafted and placed all these and done all these scarecrows before we went balls to the walls here. What am I doing? My first batch of sturgeon roe is ready to go, so I threw it into preserves. I'll have to purge this pond of the sturgeon at some point and get another type of fish in here. And that's it. Besides the mystic syrup, that tree is finally grown in, so it's time for a snazzy new heavy tapper. We're so close to being done with this. Okay, now that that's done, I'm free to go back to decorating. I can't help myself. I have a really clear vision of what I want this farm to look like, okay? It's important to me that my farm reflects the aesthetics of the Joja Corporation. Right now, with our 2 full keg sheds, we're making about 600K every week. That's not bad, but I think we could do a lot better. I think it's time that we graduate into 3 keg shed territory. And I guess I should at least attempt to get some blue chickens in my coop. I was getting kind of bored of resetting the chicken selection though. I only got 2 before I left. There are other things that are more important, and my animals aren't even making enough money to really care about anymore. They're just a tiny microscopic little cog that is the Joja Farm machine. My second baby, a boy, was born in the beginning of spring. Joja boy to match Joja girl? No, I decided to honor Morris with a little junior. I feel like I'm so deep into this character. Like, who even am I anymore? Gifting gets so much easier the more people you have at 10 hearts, yada yada. I typically give bouquets and date everyone too, just so that it looks complete in the relationships tab, but this is the Joja save, so who cares? I didn't skip any spring birthdays this year besides Pierre, and was diligent about giving gifts to those who needed it twice a week. Like clockwork. My lowest hearts are with Leo, and they're pretty low, so I decided to invest in the movie theater. Even if you go the Joja route, you have an option to still build a movie theater for a hefty fee of 500K. The JojaMart will stay in the same spot, and the movie theater will instead replace the abandoned community center or Joja warehouse. Taking people to the movies and buying them snacks that they like does increase friendship points, and you can go once every 7 days, so it can really help push those last few villagers past the finish line. Except Leo. Shit. Until he moves to the valley, he can't go. He doesn't even know what a movie is. God damn it. Okay, I'll keep making progress on that front. We're pretty close to having him move over, but damn, ungrateful ass. I'll just take Vincent instead. Oh my god, the movie theater is all Joja themed. See, you get special and fun stuff if you go the Joja route. I got all of my remaining masteries in spring, thank the Lord. I don't know how much more I could take harvesting this ancient fruit field one measly crop at a time. Much better. The second one came on the 18th and I chose the mining mastery. I love the heavy furnace. It is so convenient to smelt in bulk and it has a chance of popping out an extra bar. Like, what's not to love? The last mastery I claimed was, again, fishing on the 17th, and that's just because it's a little underwhelming to me, but I probably could have used it sooner to catch the legend because you guys, it was so hard. Yes, I got bested by the legend the first time I tried. Pathetic, I know. I even used a seafoam pudding and everything, and I know I only got there at 3 p.m., but I had gone until 8 p.m. and still hadn't even had a chance at it yet. My fishing buff wore off by then, fine. Then my tackle, fabulous. And then when I finally did get my chance, I blew it. The next rain didn't happen until a few weeks later, but I made sure to get out there early and super prepared, and I got him. That was our last one, boys. Master Angler and all star drops complete. With everything else we've been doing, cooking dishes as recipes come in and shipping those last few items to get the full shipment achievement, we are now sitting at a cool 72% perfection. Now I could just stop here and make all the money I need to buy all the waivers. 28 waivers is 14 mil. And yeah, it'd take me a minute, but I could do it. But what is the fun in that, honestly? I still like this game, you know? For instance, the special orders board brought me something I've never seen before. Gifts for George. George thinks no one in town cares about him. I'd like to prove him wrong. A dozen leaks should do the trick. They're his favorite, Evelyn. I mean, George and I are at 10 hearts. He should know by now not to throw a pity party. I at least like him. But 12 leaks, no problem. I completed the order and got a special cutscene and got to make a nice old man very happy. It warmed my heart. I just lost my grandpa and it made me think that I wish I would have done more stuff like this when he was around. It also made me think there's still so much about this game I don't know about, and I just really enjoy all the story stuff. You know, it's just so good. And I got a coffee maker. Very swag. I did go ahead and visit the Desert Festival for the first time in this save. I won't go into too much detail on it. I've already gushed enough about this event, so of course I wasn't gonna skip it. I like to check to see the stock of the rotating villagers selling stuff. Even if I don't really want to buy anything, it's neat. I did a few of the activities for calico eggs and collected quite a bit before I had to reallocate myself to other activities. I have a brand new shed to fill, so I'm out there chopping really. By the end of the festival, I didn't spend any of my calico eggs, so I used most of them on wood at Robin's shop and coal at Clint's. Silly, I know, but you know, priorities. I did get a little desperate and started chopping trees around town. My goal was to fill the new shed up all the way and I got so close. After the Desert Festival though, I wasn't too into the new update activities. I didn't do much else besides help out the raccoon family one last time, and that was just so I could get the raccoon wife to start trading mahogany seeds. I have big plans that involve mystic trees. They're blue. I want them on Joja Farm because they're blue. I'm not trying to get all the books or achievements, you know, only what's necessary for perfection, but I at least am making an attempt to visit the bookseller when he comes. The books are very useful, I will say. Last time we checked, I was at 68% on the craft all recipes achievement. I have a ton of recipes I haven't crafted yet, so I'm gonna at least make an effort to get most of them before I decide to just outright buy the last few percent. I love the statue of the Dwarf King recipe. He is just so darn useful, this guy. I don't leave the house without giving him a little pat. These perks are great. I'm still out collecting ores and crafting materials like dragon teeth and looking for trinkets too, of course. Brown frog egg? Girl, that's brat green. Some of the remaining crafting recipes are behind a key gem paywall, but I'm making progress on that front. I had one more to buy from the island trader, and then another was locked behind Birdie's quest, actually. You know, the one we didn't have to do because we bought all the golden walnuts. Well, the fairy dust recipe is a reward for this one, and it's easy to just knock it out real quick. I got 5 walnuts. as a reward, which is odd, but I won't question it. That is free key gems, baby. We're moving on from spring though. Pretty happy with all that we've accomplished. The last day of spring also is the day that Leo moves into the valley. I just took Jazz to the movies, so he'll have to wait, but that's another step towards maxing friendship that I'm happy is out of the way, even though he'll be 10 times more annoying to go find from now on. Summer equals star fruit time. And another shed time. Yes, we're about to have 4 keg sheds on this here farm, the most I've ever done. What can I say? I enjoy many. And we're gonna need a lot of it, at least 10.5 mil. See, how this works out, each waiver costs 500K. I'm not buying the golden clock, I'm over it. We're cheesing it. So instead of spending 10 mil on that, we're gonna spend 5 mil on the 10% worth of waivers. I'm not doing Monster Slayer goal. Like I said, it's an all or nothing goal and I'm tired of this, Grandpa. I'm ready to just buy it. So another 10%, another 5 mil. And then give or take 500K to 1 mil, depending on how close I get on crafting and cooking. We're gonna need to spend 500K extra at least because that is the cost of befriending everyone except Pierre. A price I'm willing to pay. Supplies are sort of low, but I'm willing to go out and get my hands dirty. We should at least craft every recipe we have. Most of the time, I need to be out in the mines or the Skull Cavern for the key challenges anyways. God damn, the Skull Cavern invasion is so hard, but I'll do whatever it takes for those gems, baby. The special orders board had been dry there for a while, but island ingredients? Thank God it's taro root. No problem at all then. I'm still scarred from my pineapple debacle in my last playthrough. Solar panel, check. We only need a couple more key gems to buy up the remaining recipes after doing the legendary fish 2.0 challenge. So I took the ship 100K of freshly cooked items quest, and I'll be honest, I sunk a lot more money into this than I needed to. A lot of people go the bread method for this one. Buy 1,667 wheat flour, turn it into bread, then you're done. You're out about 70K, but towards the end of the game, it's worth it. We never have to do another key challenge ever again. The second to last recipe was the ostrich incubator. Remember when I said, fuck the ostriches? Well, I didn't think about the incubator as a crafting recipe at the time, but it is one. I attempted to get all the fossils for the field research office and gave it a good bit of effort before giving up on the 2 snake vertebrae. I'd rather buy the voucher, to be honest. So the last couple things really besides money are max friendship and cook all recipes. Leo and I did go to the movies. We had a blast and enjoyed some yummy Joja corn. He sent me the recipe for mango sticky rice and I was like, I must be close to completing this achievement by now. Like, I've been doing a lot of cooking. And yeah, it looks like I have one more recipe to go. Can you guess the source of this recipe? Fucking Pierre. Yup, 3 hearts in exchange for a blueberry tart. Well, guess I'm not cooking all recipes, so we can consider this one done. I did have a little bit of trouble filling up all of those sheds. I actually ran out of oak resin there at the end, if you can believe it. So it took me a while to gather up everything I needed for the 4th shed. But towards the end of the season, it was done. And I even decorated them all cute too. The old aesthetic that I was trying to do, drab and sad. This is way better. As far as money goes, the kegs are really what's gonna take us all the way here. I'm not even checking on my animals at this point, like it's a waste of time. They're fed though, okay? I wouldn't just let them starve. Everything else is getting thrown right into dehydrators. It would be more efficient to do preserves. I just don't think I need it at this point though. With all 4 of my sheds full to the brim with ancient fruit wine, we're making about 1.1 mil every 7 days. We're gonna be just fine. The last special order that I needed was the curious substance order from the wizard, and I had been waiting patiently for a hot minute, but it came in early fall. With that done, and all the recipes besides the ostrich incubator crafted, one of which had to wait for fall regardless because I didn't have a fairy rose or any seeds, and our friendship as maxed out as it could possibly be, we hit 79%. Perfection. Hell yeah. That's 10.5 mil worth of perfection waivers, completely doable. Glad I didn't waste my time and try to go for the Monster Slayer hero goal. I mean, this is a lot more progress than I was expecting, but I am so over the monster slaying. Done. All it took was 2 more batches of ancient fruit wine. But like, I'm not done decorating my farm yet. Wait, I have so much more I want to do. This is all happening so fast. I want my beautiful blue trees and blue grass to be all ready. No. Okay, fine. I'll go buy my waivers. I don't know why I'm stalling. This is my first visit to the cave, actually. I got the letter the day after we bought all those golden walnuts, but I never actually came. If you're not familiar, this is Fizz, the shady guy who will sell us these totally legit perfection waivers. Well, shit, they better be legit. I'm gonna be so pissed if they're not. Imagine getting this far and then they're not. 21 waivers? Nice. They won't give us the satisfaction of it saying 100%. And you know what? We may have worked hard, but getting real perfection is a lot harder. I'll take the waiver disclaimer. The next day, it was all the same as it usually is. Grandpa's proud of us. Are you really, Grandpa? We didn't really earn it fully, but hey, you know, what does he know? He's dead. The parrots came. God, this looks so much prettier not in winter. I always get perfection in winter for some reason. This is cute. I made my way to the summit and was surprised to see that Morris was actually here. I didn't think he would be for some reason. I was just thinking about the last 3 years. We've been through a lot together, haven't we? Oh yeah, we have. I can't believe I actually started to like Morris. I can't believe I enjoyed our marriage. But look at how far we've come. What's his special dialogue gonna be, guys? What? What the fuck? I knew it was too good to be true. Extra D. The Mary Morris mod has been kind of buggy, so I should have seen it coming, but I didn't. Oh my god. Okay. I was hoping to get something special in my perfection scene from buying the waivers, and I think I did. The little plane at the end. I don't remember seeing that ever before. I don't know. You guys tell me. This all seems to be the same. Wow. What a run. Is it time for a Joja Farm tour? 95 hours on this farm. A lot less than my other 2 perfection saves, this 100 days farm and the Meadowlands 1.6 farm. It's so fucking alarming to know like how many hours you drop into games like this. I like to think that a lot of it is, you know, idle hours where I leave and I go do something else for 10 minutes. Like that counts, right? Oh my god, it's distressing. Welcome to my crib. I really like Morris's office. I hate that the Bachelor and Bachelorette rooms, you can't change anything about them. I mean, I'm sure there's a mod, but you know, it's just kind of like clashing with my blue Joja house at this point. Whatever, you know what? I'll accept it. I didn't add any additions to my house just because I didn't want to decorate too much. I, you know, tried my best with this style. I wanted to use a lot of the Joja furniture, of course, so we are using a lot of the Joja furniture. I'm not using any furniture mods or wallpaper mods or anything. Ooh, I got this really cool wallpaper from a mystery box, which I love. And I did my best with the kids' room. I noticed that the beds that I used in my 1.6 perfection save, my first one, the kids don't use those. Even though they're single beds, they have to use this bed, the child's bed, which drives me nuts. I feel like they should just be able to use single beds, or we should be able to recolor the child beds. I don't know, but my thought process is that it matches with my Morris office, so it's fine. I went ahead and slept until winter because my farm actually looks the best in winter with all of the blue Joja-ness, you know? Again, L's seasonal buildings. I love this mod. I love that I can do blue brick on a big manor style house. Like, kill me. That is so cute. I, of course, did try to do giant crops. I wanted to do pumpkin, melon, and cauliflower on both sides of the farm and have them mirror each other, but looks like I only got 2 melons and a pumpkin. My beehive layout actually works. There's no wild honey that comes out of this layout, so if you want to use that, it's a pretty decent one for a small space. Of course, we've got all of our crop fields and our Junimo fields, and then each one of our keg sheds here. Boom, 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 boom. They all look the same on the interior too. They all match and they're all Joja style. Dehydrators, this is all the same, and then the greenhouse is all kind of just, you know, stuff. I like to have a constant flow of coffee, and then these are all of the ancient fruit that got me all the ancient fruit seeds on Ginger Island, if you can believe that. My plan to do blue grass and mystic trees totally worked. It took for fucking ever, you guys. I obviously didn't let my animals outside for a long time, and I think it was 2 seasons that I didn't let them outside just because I wanted a big field of bluegrass. It was so much moss collecting and tree seed collecting that was required for this process. The heavy tappers work surprisingly well. I only had like 5 heavy tappers on the mystic trees. And that worked out fine for me because what I struggled with the most was collecting moss. Most of the time I was waiting on moss, not mystic syrup. Animals, oh god, they're fucking starving. No, I'm so sorry. I said I wasn't gonna do that. Whatever. And then I have 2 blue chickens. Those 2 chickens are fed, apparently. It would have been cooler if I committed and did all blue chickens and maybe like all pigs or something. That would have been very Joja. Perhaps when I come and revisit this farm and I make it all perfect, I will rethink this. This might be one of my most favorite farms that we've ever done. I think we did a really good job on this one. Each time I play, I get so much better at the interior design, and the standard farm layout is really easy to work with. A lot of crop potential, you know? Last but not least, my Joja shed. We kept it small. I don't really need a large upgraded shed because I'm not saving too many items. It's the Joja save. I don't have a huge collection of stuff. These are all big chests though, you know, so that does help a lot. But damn, that's a good looking farm right there. Thank you all so much for supporting the Liss the Last YouTube channel. I'm always super stoked to play Stardew Valley. It really is one of my favorite games, if not my favorite game of all time. It's a comfort game, and you know, I know it sounds nuts, but anytime I'm like down in the dumps or just not feeling very good, I boot up a Stardew game and feel great. Depression cured. If you have any ideas for any other Stardew Valley videos you would like to see with the 1.6 update, please let me know. I won't have anything coming for the main channel for a while. I'm gonna be pivoting back to some of my Sims content and like other fun, cool, cozy games, if you can consider what I play to be cozy. This week though, I will be posting on my second channel, Liss Pilled, a tour of all of my Stardew Valley farms if you want to watch that. If you like this video, you would definitely like my most recent 1.6 Perfection save. And if you're looking for something new to play, go and check out the video that I did on games from the Wholesome Direct. I hope you're having a great day and you continue to do so, and I will see you in the next one.